when I teach international politics, I use the Week in Review section, the magazine section, and obviously the first part of the New York Times that deals with international news. And obviously the op-ed pages too, because you get varying perspectives there.
One of our professors, our political science professors, asks students to actually track op-ed columnists that appear with regularity, some that are part of the Times staff and others who are contributors to the op-ed page, and kind of follow those people and be able to represent their views in a discussion with students who are representing others' views.
The students began a unit on the Holocaust, and for them, you know, it's something most of them didn't even know about, that the Holocaust actually occurred in Europe, and there was a piece about ancestors of, you know, descendants of people who participated in the Holocaust, but who didn't know that their own parents had participated in the German SS. And so, you know, this is the article that the students are required to read for tomorrow.
The perception of a liberal bias in the New York Times is nothing to run away from. We try to address it head on. One of the things that I do in class is distribute articles for groups of students to read, and I'll have them actually circle words or phrases that they believe indicate a liberal bias. And then when we actually talk about the substance of the article, I'll ask, by the way, did you see a liberal bias? And 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. They became more interested in the substance of the article.
We have a professor in our business department that has regularly been using the business section, asking the students to bring a clipping every time to come to the class from the business section, and applies what they're learning in the class.
In the Intro to Journalism class, there's a lot of how-to. In other words, look at the way the writer constructed their sentence. Look at the way they used things on second reference.
Today, a student chose an article about a dance troupe in Iraq that had one time been able to generate income and a livelihood for dancing. But that with the new administration and the strife in Iraq, that the ability to perform had been greatly reduced. In fact, the troupe had performed only five times. So the student led a discussion about the relationship of the arts and religion and politics.
For tomorrow's reading of the Times, we're each choosing an article that has been specifically or particularly meaningful for us this week and writing a letter in response to it, whether a letter to the reporter or to someone in the article, you know, a person mentioned, or the editor, or, you know, our senator or the president or God or whoever you need to write a letter to. Doesn't have to be sent necessarily, but it's the first step in thinking about how to respond. What do we do with what we know?
One of our theater professors, I think, does a very creative thing with the New York Times. He takes classic performances of the plays that are, you know, classic in American society, and he compares the reviews of those performances with the reviews of performances in today's culture. So they compare and contrast the way newspaper reporters and critics are actually covering the various cultural arts.
What we do is we find literate human beings who engage with day-to-day information.